Hello, YouTube fans. And I remember a couple of days ago talking about an estimated sequel, a very good sequel, that being the Fire 2, like Far for Light Sun. But then apart from that, I was having a go at the people that giving it rotten tomatoes, people that giving it shitty reviews, and people what booed-hooed it, and so on. And saying it's not a bad sequel, it's an estimated sequel, and it's a good sequel. But then I was talking about sequels, what I thought were a piece of shit. Take Two, piece of shit. People like it, it's so bad, but it's so good. Troll 2, the bad acting. Oh no, they're going to eat me. No. It's laughable, but it's still a piece of shit. The Lawnmower Man 2, so let's talk about that. The Happier, because it's a piece of shit. And the nil knows what I also think is a piece of shit is Cheese 2. Cheese 2, and that's the Rant. Now, I do know, and I should have talked about this, that Cheese originally was a theatrical play. And the actor that played Danny, believe it or not, was paid by originally Richard Gere. That's right, Richard Gere, before American Gigolo, before Oscar and the Gentleman, before any of those films, Richard Gere was doing a lot of theatrical plays. And 1978, they decided there was a big success of the Rocky Horror Show. Because when you think about it, musicals were never that big in the 70s, there was a dinosaur. You think of musicals, you think of films from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. You could say a bit of the 60s if you go into Elvis Presley films, because there were musicals, and Elvis Presley was the highlight. But the 70s, there was a dinosaur. There was a dinosaur. But the Rocky Horror Show, after a theatrical play, made it big when they did the movie. The Rocky Horror Show, it's kind of a musical. So they decided the next theatrical play, what was 1974, being Geese, in 1978, they decided to make a film. At the time, John Travolta made it big, Saturday Night Fever. Every day in the 70s had a big pin-up poster of John Travolta, even though he played a scumbag in Carrie. All the girls went mad on John Travolta. So instead of it being Richard Gere, because at that time he was still an unknown actor, who could tell, they decided to give the role Danny to John Travolta instead. It was a musical, it was a biddy. As we know now, it's a total classic. I don't know why people say, well, you talk about Truth to me. Let me get on. Because of that, and it was a big success, that was it. But then musicals again in the 80s, they were never that known. They were never big. How many musicals do people remember in the 1980s? How many? But at the time, early 80s, you had Fame. You had the movie Fame, and I'm on about the original Fame. Then you had a TV series in 82 called Fame. You don't know what Fame is? I'll sing a little bit. Fame, I want to live forever. I'm not going to do the rest. Because of that, and it was a big TV show in that era, they decided what to do, what can Hollywood dig up. And originally they was going to do sign of a remake, didn't rub off. So they decided to do Cheese 2. John Travolta didn't want to prize his role. He was doing another film at the time. Emma Newton-John, may she rest. She was doing another film at the time. What else? Channing, I think her name's Channing. She didn't want to do it. Didn't think it was needed. So they did not get any of the actors from Cheese, the original, to come back to prize their role. You had maybe a few, like you had the two Ed Cheatsaw and the other Cheatsaw pies their role. You had one of the former Pink Girls pies her role, and that was about it. So technically, you could say it's a remake, but was it really needed? Because musicals, they were dying out. Nobody even heard of fucking musicals. After Cheese in 1978, no musical was ever heard of. But they post to make Cheese 2. The director from the original didn't do it. We all know he did a film. I remember reviewing ages ago, being The Blue Lagoon. A hell of a better film than this. A hell of a better film. Now there are bits, I'm not going to rant too much on it, say, oh, it's a piece of shit and all this, because there are some good bits in it. shock horror. This. Like the fact myself 5 for, even though this was popular in the 70s, this was a big break. That's the only highlight of myself 5 for. Very attractive in that era. Still is a very attractive looking woman. Very good actress. She's the only highlight of the film, is myself 5 for. Some of the characters from the original. I like the leather jackets, what the T-Birds wear. No, the letter T on it. I do make them look a lot better than what they did in the 78 one. The pinkies, the girls that wear the pink outfits. I bet they look a lot better than how they did in the original. But that's about it. That is about the only decent thing I can say. Myself 5 for. The T-Bird leather jackets look better. The pinkies, the little outfits they're wearing look a little bit more better than how it was in the original. But that is about 3 fucking things. Apart from bringing a few of the original actors back to prize their role as the same characters. That's about it. That's about it. Because the film, I don't give a shit about any of the characters. Apart from myself 5 for. The other characters, I don't give a shit about. Apart from her hubby, the pretty boy, a true rider. Apart from him, he's alright. He's doing the best he can do. You know what I mean? Okay, he's a pretty boy, but he's doing, you know, he comes off as a nerdy character and so on. Right. But the other characters, I don't give a shit about because there's nothing to them. Unlike the characters who John Travolta were mates with, it was original fucking T-Birds in the 78 one. They had characters. Channing had a character. John Travolta, even though sometimes he comes off being a dick, there's sometimes he can be a bit likeable, and he was a character. You know, I love the song. She was good. You know what I mean? I mean, there's bits like that I like. You know what I mean? And Newton John, may she rest. You know, tell me about it, stud. They had characters. They're characters. In this, they're all dislikable. Fuck it. End of rant. All right, I'll get on with it. They're all dislikable. The T-Birds are all dickheads. The pinkies are all sluts. Believe me, they're slutty. People said they were slutty in the fucking 78 one, the original G's. They ought to see this. They're slutty. And it's your typical sort of humour. Imagine, like, how can I put it? You know when teenagers start drawing willies on the wall, and you draw a willy on the wall or a fanny or a pair of titties, and it's fun there. It's that sort of humour. Now, it worked in the original G's. That bit where John Travolta says, she's good, you know what I mean? But it wasn't in your face every fucking minute. You know what, like, you know what? You know what did that better? Same there. Porky's. That sexual sort of humour, guy sticking his dick in a wall, all that, it went with that film. In this, it doesn't go. And it just gets a bit fucking overbearing. Like one of the songs is Reproduction. I don't remember the songs in this, because unlike the original, the songs in this are forgettable, right? So there's a song in it where you got a teacher teaching them set to taste. You get it, it's supposed to be funny. And they're singing a song called Reproduction, where does the pollen go? Oh my fucking, it's Tinsworthy. It's fucking Tinsworthy. And the reason why I call the pinkiest sluts, they're an easy fucking lay. You got one lad in it, and I thought, he's annoying, this lad. Where have I seen him before? Think of the Hills Have Eyes 2. There's a character in it where he goes, you missed me, na, 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 na. I did that to be on purpose to be annoying, by the way, because he is like that. But he must have annoyed Wes Craven, because he's the first one to get killed in the Hills Have Eyes 2. I'm on about the 80s one, 85, the Hills Have Eyes 2. Because I know there's a remake of it. Well, he's a character where he said, you missed me, na, 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 repeat myself, and the rock falls on him and kills him. I wish the Rock would do the same in this, because he's in the film, the same actor that played that annoying twat. He's in this, and he's more annoying in this than what he was in the Hills of Eyes 2. We plays one of the T-Birds, and he's starting to get off the pinky curve, and he sings the song, Let's Do It For Our Trunsa. You get it? Let's do it for our Trunsa. And he's got his mates. This could probably whoop off in the Porkies, but it definitely doesn't whoop off in this. So they're playing an alarm. The stupid derby is so fucking dissy, thinks it's going to be World War III. They're going to let off the nuclear fucking bomb. So he says, let's do it, because it's going to be the end of the world. We're all going to get neutered. And she almost falls for it. She almost falls asleep. She's the sort of do that, if you turn around and say to her that Donald Trump's going to press the nuke button, I think we should have sex before we die. Believe me, you probably get your end away because she's that fucking thick. So he's singing the song, let's do it for that and see. And I'm not going to sing the rest. She finds out that the guys are fucking lining her up and she fucking falls a stop. Then you've got our main character, right? The one who got true rider. Now at first he's a nerd there. You got one of the dudes that appeared in the original and she teaches him to be cool, to ride a motorbike and all this shit. But I love the song. I mean, that's one song I do like, the bit when Michelle Pfeiffer, she'll spit it too actually. She sings that song, I want a true rider, I want a true rider. I'm not going to do the rest, I'll kill it. But that's the only highlight is Michelle Pfeiffer. Now, she's got an ex-boyfriend who's one of the former dang off the T-Birds, and he's just a dick. He's a dick. He's a Fonz wannabe, but it's like what would happen if the Fonz, from Happy Days, would become a dick. And that's what he is, he's a dick. He sings a song going, I'm gonna drown him. I thought, oh, fuck off. And so on, right? So to cut the story short, Michelle Pfeiffer falls for our mate, the true rider, everyone fucking saw him, the pretty boy. Now, remember the ending in the original Geese where they're in a fun fair. In this, it's at midnight. It's the end of the fucking stew, fucking whatever. They're all saying bye-bye. They're having a party. She jumps on the motorbike with Mr. fucking Evilton Evil, whatever you want to call him. Ride off. Happy ending. You got a song called We'll Be Together. If I can remember the rest. And it ends like that. And to me, it's like, what the fuck? See, I'm not big on this. I know it's a classic. I can understand it's a classic. And it's rightly so. And Newton John, may she rest. John Travolta, damn good actor. Brilliant actor. You can see back in that era why he was an art for. But Geese 2 wasn't really needed. It wasn't. The director that did it was just trying to get a bit of this. Musicals weren't fucking around in the 80s. They were never around. There was never a fucking round. I mean, you think of musicals, you think of the fucking 30s or the 40s. You think of Elvis the Pelvis, whether it be Blue Hawaii or Funny in Acapulco having a sing-song. Jace was a big hit, right? It was a big hit because of the musical Play in 1974. And it was a big hit. And yes, now it's a total classic. But Jace 2, it wasn't really wanted. Nobody was fucking crying for a sequel. Nobody. And the only one that made it big was Michelle Pfeiffer. I mean, 1 year after she did Geese 2, she did Starface. Then she did a lot of other films. She's popular now. And yes, she was pretty to look at. But she was the only highlight of the film, apart from bringing some of the actors back from the original. But the film is forgettable. The songs, I was trying to memorise them because they was forgettable. And just like the original Geese, they brought out a records just to fucking get people into the film. Didn't get anywhere. The film didn't get anywhere, by the way. The film, complete and utter bombed. Unlike the original, keep saying that word. What was a big hit, now a total classic. Geese 2 bombed. And it bombed for a reason. It's bombed for the right reason. T-Birds, all dislikable, all forgettable. You got the one actor, like I say, appeared in The Hills Have Eyes 2. The annoying fucking cat. He's so annoying. He's so annoying. You miss me, na 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 na. Come on, what are you smoking? Yeah. About foot where Stephen killed that character off. You've got to admit, you've ever seen Hills Have Eyes 2? It is fucking activating as fuck. In this, he's fucking more annoying than what he was in Hills Have Eyes 2. And I was hoping a rock would kill him like in that film. But sad to say, no. He's fucking activating. He's fucking annoying. You've got the fucking Fonz wanted there. Fucking annoying. Tries to act like he's hard. More like he's fucking shite. Town him. Yeah, right. The pink girls are all slutty. Don't give a fine fuck about it. And that's wrong with this film. That's what's wrong with it. There's no character build up. You don't give a shit about any of the characters. It tries to be like the original, but falls fat. I only said 3 things. That's why I'm not calling it this and calling it that. What would bitty dud. I like the costumes more. I think they were better than the T-Birds. I think the Pinkies had better costumes than they did in the 70s one. I like the fact they bring some of the characters, the actors back to prize the role. It's just the same as thing. They had to write a story that Don Travolta, right, his character, the one who's Mr. Cool Rider, is a cousin of Don Travolta. Yeah, right. And Emma Newton-John, that's one of the pink girls. Surprise, surprise, Michelle Pfeiffer's character is her cousin because they didn't want to come back. I thought it would have been better that they based it on the 60s. And instead of it being rock and roll and all that, you'd have all the guys kind of look like the Beatles or look like the Rolling Stones. You know, that era when that era was around. Because I never actually said, was it in the same era or was it in the 60s? I don't remember now whether it was supposed to be in the 60s or still in the 50s. If it was based on the 60s, it never made sense of why the fuck would the dial look like rock and roll. Because, like I just said, 60s, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, blah, blah, blah. Why do you think Elvis went into films? Because even he thought the 50s sort of era, rock and roll, would definitely not be here to stay, as it said in the original Geese. But it never said, was it in the 60s or was it in the 50s? Because it still had a look like that, you know, that era. It made sense in Geese. It didn't really make sense in Geese 2. It's not a bad film. I'm going to be lenient because I said 3 decent things. I will give it a 2-star rating. That's me being fucking lenient. That's me being lenient. Even though the film bombed and it's one of the worst sequels, but compared to sequels that I fucking detest, like Date 2, Lawnmower Man 2, Troll 2, fucking horrendous. The list goes on and sequels I fucking hate. I fucking spies, kicking the balls from the ones from the original. This does have some moments that are okay, like the moments I've just said, but is it memorable like the original? No. Are the songs memorable? No. You got that stupid dick, funny, titty human, Reeby Dutson. Fucking let's do it for our sunset. I'm surprised that the characters ain't drawing fucking Willis on the wall, just for laughs and giggles. No, it's that silly sort of fucking childish humour, like back in the day, somebody threw a dick on the wall, I'd be laughing my ass off. Now it'd be like, come on. You know what I mean? It's that sort of fucking humour. And it's, to me, it was like, it wasn't wanted at the time. It wasn't needed at the time. It obviously wasn't wanted at the time because it bombed, rightly so. But it's not a bad rant. I'm not going to boo-hoo it. I know there's some people now what are lovers of Tease 2. I'm not one of them. I'm sorry. People might either love me for saying that or they might hate me for saying that. You know, but this is what makes the world an interesting place. Like, I'm not mad. My sister, right? My sister loved Tease. She didn't mind Tease 2. She admitted that Tease 2 was not the best. But I remember once, back in the day, we had 2 videos. We had the original Tease from 78. And we had these 2, we did a comparison of the costumes. That's how I remember that era. But even she admitted it wasn't one of the best. And it's a letdown. If you like the original, that's day. I would stick to the original. Because the only decent thing in these 2, myself, I thought the costumes, like the T-Bird or the Pinkies, do look a lot more better than how they did in the 70s one. But character-wise, there's nothing to them. The girls are fucking slutty. The bits there. The fucking T-Birds and hateful and fucking just a bed of bullies. That's what's wrong with the film. It's not a character you root for or give a shit about unlike the original. There's nothing to it. I don't give a fuck about it. It's in one of the characters and that's what's wrong with the film and that's why. But I'm being lenient because it does have some dud moments. So I will give it a 2-star rating. That's me being generous. I don't normally do this. It is a rant, but it's not one where I'm going to go, oh, it's a fucking piece of shit. Fucking hate Cheese 2. There. I mean, because I'm not really mad on Cheese. I know people love it. I respect it. How's that? I respect the fact it was a musical. It didn't bring back the musicals, but it was a big hit, no matter what I think. Had a lot of good songs in it. I like Don Travolta. It brought a new star, being Don Travolta. Had a lot going for it. These 2, not really. It wasn't wanted, it wasn't needed. And no matter whether people love it or not, back in that day, it bombed. It bombed. No matter what I say, even though maybe now it's a total classic, you've got to admit, in 1982, the film bombed. There's your answer. And he never made any musicals ever since. So I mean, people, the lovers out there, there's haters. I don't hate the film, but I just got to be open and honest compared to the original. Is it really a classic? But into them, be smart, be safe, and I'm going to do it and see you later.